I rode my bike from LA to New York in 10 days, 19 hours as part of the Great American Bike Race. It's a transcontinental bike race. Still goes on under the name Race Across America, but that was the first year 4 of us did it. And I'd never been to New York. I had no idea I could actually do it. And when I got there, I was so relieved and so happy. We finished at the Empire State Building right in front of it. And then, then we went out for a nice big steak dinner afterwards because you're not supposed to eat stuff like this when you're riding your bike.
Yeah. I can't believe you did that in 10 days.
10 days. Yeah. It's about a little over about 320 miles a day for the 3,000 miles. Yeah. So then you sleep a couple hours a night. It sounds like a lot, but you have a motorhome and a support crew with a van behind you with lights, so you ride all night. And it's actually, when you're focused and it's a race and this is my goal is to get there and win or finish or whatever, it's not as hard as it sounds. And I trained and I'm in your 20s. When you're in your 20s, you sort of feel like you could do crazy stuff like that.
When did you start cycling?
1979. So I was just 3 years into a bike racing career. I got a graduate degree in experimental psychology, and there were no jobs. I just couldn't get a job. So I was a professor. And so I went over to the placement office, and they said, well, what skills do you have? I go, none. I'm a college student, but I like to write. So we looked under the catalog of writing jobs, and there was an editorial position at a bicycle magazine. So I don't know anything about cycling, but I can edit articles or whatever. And so I got the job. And my first day on the job was to go to this press conference to interview this guy named John Marino, who had just ridden from LA to New York and broke the Guinness Book of World Records. He did it in 12 days, 3 hours. I thought, that's crazy. But I was young and I played tennis. And so I was like, I'll take up cycling. So I did, started riding with John. 3 years later, we're in this race. And it was on Wide World of Sports. It was a big thing. It was big fun. And then I did it 4 more times. And then I was race director for 15 years. So,
wow. So career got you into cycling, like writing got you into cycling.
It's completely crazy. If it's like now I publish a science magazine and write books. How did I do that? Well, I became a bike racer. It's like, this is not a career path. And the lesson here, I think in part is that life is very random and contingent, and you really don't know how it's going to turn out. Right. So you just so the metaphor of the garden of branching paths, forking paths, you go left, right, left, and then I could have gone right here and ended up over here, but I went left and ended up over there. That's how it goes for most people. And so for me, I just said, well, I'm just going to do this for a while and see how it goes. And then pretty soon, wow, it's a big thing. I'm doing that. And then when I got tired of doing that, it's like, I'm going to go and be a college professor. And then I did that. Then I'll start this magazine in my garage just for fun and see how that goes. And then it was successful. It's like, okay, now I'm doing that.
To watch the full episode of Last Meal, click here.